Hi, I'm Romecca Sawers, empowered speaker speaking up against child sexual abuse, author of Because I Was Abused, host of Empowered Survivors TV, and host of Start with the One podcast show. I'll be reading from my notes. I want to do my part by speaking up and sharing my story, my life in truth, the skills I learned that got me to the point where I could wash myself off from the judgments and live free to just be myself and be for others as I needed when I was suffering and had no idea where to start. I want to see survivors no longer walk in shame, but to rise to receive healing and walk proud as they choose to stop the cycle of generational trauma from destroying their family and their futures. Why? Because sharing the truth around the effects child sexual abuse has on a person long term is the solution to eliminating the shame those who have been victimized live with, even if they are not the ones who cause the pain and suffering. By telling the truth and exposing the reality of what goes on for a survivor, there can be more awareness, more change, and more survivors can speak up. They will seek healing, and we can start to envision a future without generational trauma affecting people within communities and around the world suffering from mental illnesses, drug dependency, addictions to alcohol, eating disorders, criminal activity, self harming, and lives being lost to suicide. We can envision a future, abundance, in prosperity, of living happy, fulfilled lives, and families restored and built on foundations of love. When a child is sexually abused, they go into shock. What are you doing? I don't understand. What's going on? Fear, the unknown, not knowing what's about to come, what's about to happen to them. Locked within their body. They become locked, and parts of them want to escape. Because they cannot escape, this prevents them from experiencing life as a normal individual. Anger. Why aren't they running? Why is this person doing this to me? Why isn't anyone saving me? They become angry with themselves. Why didn't they go? Why didn't they leave? Why didn't they just run away? Disgust. This does not feel nice. This is yucky. Why do I have to do this? Please stop. Confusion. Why? Why is this happening to me? Shame. They let it happen, and it was part of the act. Survivors feel the shame throughout their life because they blame themselves that it was something they did that let it happen, that they let it happen. Disconnection. They're not familiar with themselves anymore. They become detached. They no longer know who they are. They no longer know who is around them, who loves them, Who cares for them? Who can they trust? They don't feel like the same person anymore. They detach themselves because they see themselves as being yucky, disgusting. They are silenced because no one hears them. No one heard them. When they were asking for help, no one came. No one believes them when they do speak up. They are blamed that they asked for it. They're blamed and asked, well, why didn't you tell me earlier? So they're silenced. And they see it as, what's the point when no one's listening? Hate. They hate themselves. They hate what has happened. I didn't want to get hurt, but they hurt me. I hate them and I hate myself. They hide under all those layers and being held down with shock, fear, anger, disgust, confusion, shame, disconnection, silence, hate, mental health, physical health, and their connection to the world. They're left with a low reason for living. The reality is that child sexual abuse destroys lives. It steals the opportunities for a girl to grow up and become the mother she always dreamed about. And instead, she gets into relationships that are abusive and dysfunctional because of violation on her body. That girl who grew up to hold her baby, her one dream in her hands, one day goes back into the hurt, shame, and guilt to then contemplate or act on taking her life. Her rights and her freedom had been stolen, her self-worth to only believe she should suffer. The abuser's actions and words continue to destroy this woman's joy and steal from her the life she so desperately wanted and tried her best to keep. I survived several attempts of ending my life, and I am not ashamed. I say no more. No more blaming the child. They didn't ask for it. No more blaming the child. They weren't just seeking attention. No more not speaking up because what will the neighbors say? No more letting innocent children become victimized by predators, hiding behind high profiles, behind badges, in their suits, behind the computer screens. Pay attention to the person who is grooming your child with compliments, who offers to watch the kids all the time, the one who pretends to take them to the shops and then return with your child wanting to hide. Listen to your child who wants to talk to you and tell you a secret. Please don't brush them off. Don't tell them to go away. Don't tell them to shut up because they're annoying you. It is a matter of life and death. They need you to listen now. You listening now will help change their future so that they do not live a life of suffering. No more lives lost to child sexual abuse. Please listen to the children, help them to heal, because the reality is they will grow up and they will suffer one way or another because they don't feel safe, because they don't feel like they have control of their life, because they don't feel worth it, because they don't feel loved, because they don't feel that they are able to carry on, to keep going, to put on that smile, that behind it lies hurt and pain and suffering and loneliness, the shame, the guilt. Please listen to them, help them heal, protect them. Child sexual abuse has been going on for way too long. And I say no more. As a survivor of child sexual abuse, having endured years and years of suffering, hurting myself because that was all I thought I was worth and that's what I deserved. Please, I ask you to join me, to speak up, and let's stop child sexual abuse from happening by allowing pedophiles, by allowing predators to continue to roam around with smiles on their face, with joy, believing that they have the upper hands, that they can get away with it, that they can play, toy, hurt a child for their own gratification. To all survivors, may you all take your life back. May you live fulfilled lives with no regrets. And may you leave a legacy you are proud of for those who mean the world to you. May you heal and live your last day. May it be filled with joyful memories that take your breath away and leave a smile on your face. May your mind be at peace and heart overflow with love that shed tears knowing you have done all you came to do. If you would like to connect with me, please reach out at info@noshametalk.com. If you would like to be a speaker or a guest on Empowered Survivors TV or on Start With The One podcast and share your story of inspiration, please don't hesitate. My name is Romecca Sawers. I am a survivor of child sexual abuse, speaking my truth because I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed. And it is my mission to guide and mentor other survivors to their healing and to speak up around the truth of child sexual abuse and its effects and the impacts it has on the person's life as that first incident happens, as the first abuse happens, and as they grow into adults trying to live their lives, trying to take back their lives. I am here to reveal the truth, the suffering, that it does not just go away, that it does not just impact me today or when it first happens. It happens and it will continue for generations if it does not stop, if we do not heal. Thank you.